Item number 9, public comment on items not on the agenda. It is the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and interaction where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Would anyone like to address the council under items not on the agenda? Please state your name and your street. Thank you.
Street. Hello, my name is Linda Vu.
Pull that down a little bit. There you go. There you go.
Okay. My name is Linda Vu, and my address is 8400 Ocean View Terrace, San Francisco, California 94132. Hi. So I am a political activist and organizer with the 88-year-old economist Lyndon LaRouche, and we're doing many, many, many things around town. The reason why my colleague and I are here tonight is to right now build the real groundswell that is taking place right now, where you have a clear opposition against the Wall Street bailout crowd. And you see this very clearly last week when a Democratic congresswoman out of Ohio just reintroduced the Glass-Steagall Banking Act. That this Glass-Steagall Banking Act was a first passed through in 1933 under FDR, and it was a pinnacle, it was a foundation of what he did with the New Deal. And it simply put, it's a firewall, it's a separation of investment banking and regular commercial banking, where you cannot have the gamblers' investment houses being involved in regular day-to-day activities with the savings and loans and with the lenders. So that this was the key principled constitutional law that we had that made sure things were functioning without any criminality, without any theft. And that this is a matter right now of today. We're here today we're in the midst of putting together and printing out a resolution for the city councils to right now call in support of people like Marcy Kaptur, of right now calling the elected officials in this state, the state legislatures, and build a real groundswell around this matter of passing this through now in DC, that you actually restore this type of sanity, shut down Wall Street crowd, and shut down these bailouts, where we got it right now, addressed finally. We have to point out to the white elephant in the room where we can assert, look, all these debt you guys say we owe you, it's a mere gambling debt. We don't have to pay it. We're going to readdress what's actually real value. We're going to say, hey, look, the police forces out there, the firefighters, the Army Corps of Engineers that would help in such measures of earthquakes that may happen here, right, in places like the San Andreas Fault, that this stuff is what we need credit for, not the bailouts. We're not going to sacrifice the livelihoods of the American population on behalf of continuing a real empire financial system. So we're going to reassert that type of American tradition back. We're not going to take any criminality anymore. So this is what we ask of you to do to join this type of a tidal wave.
All right, thank you very much. If you get some information to the city clerk, we'll take a look at it. Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Rico.
Robert Rico, 7th Avenue, Mayor and Council Member. In continuing the recognition of this week as West Nile Virus and Mosquito Control Awareness Week, I want to update you that today I did a 2-hour ride-along with the district technician responsible for the day-to-day and weekly monitoring and treatment of what is known as Mills Field, the open space east of San Bruno city limits to Highway 101. I donned waist-high waders boots and followed along under and through the trees occupying the Mills Field area and dip sampled numerous holding ponds from Angus to approximately Millbury Avenue. From what I participated in and observed today, the residents of San Bruno continue to receive the professional level of continuing service that results in removing and controlling possible mosquito infestations year-round. Residents with questions or to report instances of mosquitoes in San Bruno or elsewhere in San Mateo County should call 344-8592.
Thank you, Robert, and thanks for all your work that you do.
Good evening. My name is Michael Steger. I'm also a member of the LaRouche Political Action Committee. I'll just be a little redundant since you already have an idea of what we're doing. And I'll be a little bit dramatic, I think, because I think it's necessary. We're on the streets day to day as an organization, and we confront all aspects of the political views today in the population. And it's clear that if we continue on the track we're in, our nation's not going to survive. I could reference things like hyperinflation. I can reference the budget cuts. I can reference the ongoing questions of unemployment. There's the projections of revenues, all the problems you can foresee if you don't see a change. Now, people can keep hoping for a recovery, but if you look back historically, the recovery is going to come by deliberate action to address the systemic problem. It's not going to come from, as much as people, I think, maybe should pray, I don't think an economic recovery is going to come from prayer. So we're going to have to take some more immediate steps, and that's Glass-Steagall. If people don't know it, it's like what my colleague said, it does separate the banking systems. But it makes it clear that our orientation is committed to ensuring our nation and its population and its cities and states' survival, not the so-called financial system. Now, the one question we consistently get from people is, well, if we didn't bail out Wall Street, wouldn't the nation have gone under? And the frank answer is no. Your nation would actually begin to enter into a recovery period, because the massive parasite of a flea or tick that's now much larger than the dog it's embedded in. The dog has now become emaciated and bony and sickly, and the flea is gargantuan. You remove the flea, and the dog can now come back to health. We could bring back industry. You could bring back major developments of projects. You could immediately deploy a CCC-style program into the cities and employ a lot of the youth who are either unemployed, unskilled, oftentimes uneducated, into areas of real production. It sets the pathway in the different direction. In a sense, we're at a fork in the road, and we have to choose the path less taken under the current political circumstances. So we're hoping that we can save our country and save San Bruno in the process. So we'll definitely present some material to the city clerk and city manager. We'll be in contact to see if you're interested in passing a resolution. This has been done by a number of cities throughout Pennsylvania, a few in California. I think over 11 state legislators endorsed this between 2009 and 2010. New York, Rhode Island, almost about a dozen states passed this. We're talking to people in Sacramento. We'd like your support as citizens, as Americans who have a sense of future generations. That's kind of what we're doing. So take into consideration, and we'll be in contact.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to address the council?